Welcome, everybody. I'm Sunny. Welcome back to the Breakthrough Podcast. Today, I've got with me here, live in our virtual studio, Amanda Jane Schneider. She's a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and she's a certified personal trainer and a performance coach. Her mission centers on helping real people build strength, confidence, and sustainable, healthy habits. She is the founder of Train with Amanda Jane, as well as the Foreverfit app, powered by Breakthrough, where she combines evidence-based training and mindset coaching to support clients in achieving lasting results. And she's not into the quick fixes and fad diets, so she's a great trainer. And so Amanda's based in Brooklyn, New York, and she'd like to meet people where they are and help them build muscle, mobility, resilience with a focus on consistency and joy in movement. Amanda's work, a little background on Amanda, and of course, Amanda's work grew organically from her own experience training through a serious lower back injury that led her into physical therapy and ultimately into fitness as a profession. A journey that's deeply informs her emphasis on mindset shifts and sustainable lifestyle change. Amanda, welcome and thank you for being.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the intro.
No problem. All right, so it's such a pleasure talking to you. We met a few years ago, and what's funny is we're both in New York. Right now, I'm in California, so that's why we're doing this on via the internet. Of course, what I didn't mention in your intro, you've been a performer. You've been in on Broadway and in performance, and then obviously now you help people feel great in their bodies. But take us back a little bit. Who is Amanda? Where were you born? How did you get into the performance world? Can we start there?
Yeah, well, you're very kind. I have not been on Broadway, but yes, I was pursuing musical theater for a long time and have done, a lot of regional shows, and musical theater was a very big part of my life. But I am originally from West Hartford, Connecticut, and I came to New York to pursue musical theater. Got my bachelor's degree in musical theater. Super useful way to spend your money. No, I don't regret a thing. It absolutely has led me to where I am today. So I'm very grateful for my journey. Did I answer your question? I don't know.
That did. Connecticut gal made her way pursuing theater. What was the interest to go into theater and pursue that degree?
I was good at it, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I was good at it.
Plays and stuff like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah. My high school had a great arts program. There was lots of opportunity to perform in the musicals. I was part of a jazz group there with 5 other girls. And I did different, straight plays and acting classes, and I took summer camps, and yeah, everyone was just like, "You're great." That sounds so kind of corny looking back on it, and like to pursue something that you're just getting a lot of affirmations on. But that's really what it was, is that was my first love, was singing. I always knew I was a good singer. And then when other people are telling you as well, and you're getting the lead roles, that's, I couldn't think of doing anything else. That was just my passion. And then, when I got to New York and started studying it, it developed more than that. It became a way to share stories, and it's a form of art, and art imitates life, and it's a great way to communicate and to have conversations about important things. And it's also a means of escape too. So, yeah.
Listen, I also think I'm like a little jealous of all my friends that are in the performance world and have had experience with that, because now I'm getting, look what we're doing now. We're making content,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, and I've started to do more content work. And I feel like as a business owner, being online is so important and creating content is so important. And to be honest, if there's like a performance element to it, right? Like
Absolutely.
I could be speaking my truth 100%, but when I'm just talking to a camera, there's a performance element there.
Absolutely.
Um, so actually, I would love to quickly go on a quick sidebar conversation on just the performance element of it.
Yeah.
Is that obviously, you've built up your Instagram following, you've got thousands of followers.
Mhm.
For you, is there any kind of like tips you would have to a younger sister or a younger brother who just like is not good at being on camera? And of course, like your performance wasn't purely camera based, right?
Mm.
But just that performance aspect of whether it's reading a script or putting something in recording that is somewhat of a performance. Do you have any tips for somebody who doesn't have that experience but wants to do it?
Listen, just honestly be yourself. Like I find what works for you. I agree with you. There's definitely performance aspect of it. And I think that that's part of why I was able to resonate with social media at first. I mean, social media is a whole nother thing, right? Like it's a whole game for
Yeah.
sure. And I don't know all of the ins and outs. I don't think anyone knows all the ins and outs. I don't even think the people at Instagram or TikTok know all the ins and outs. But the most important thing is being yourself. And also for me, it started out as a kind of like what you're saying, like another performance aspect and another way for me to just have a presence, which I did get through performing and then, also was getting through social media. But I really started to gain more followers when I started sharing information that I thought would actually help people. So it became less about me and it became more about who could use this help.
And was
And
that more of the fitness, injury recovery related things that you were posting about?
yeah, I mean, I wasn't really much on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was on it, but just like, just a regular average person on social media before. And then once I became a personal trainer and had recovered from this back injury and had started kind of getting my health in order, um, I that's when that's what really inspired me to become a personal trainer. And because I felt so inspired from my own transformation, I wanted to share with other people and help other people. Um, so yeah, most of that was in an effort to help people. And it's not always talking to the camera, like you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to do that. But I think it's helpful for people to see who you are, so that they can
Totally.
connect and resonate with you. And the more I shared my story, honestly, and was open and vulnerable, the more people feel like they can share their story and they can open up with you too. And that's when they want to connect with you. So
Here, I'm going to take a U-turn from the sidebar and then come back to the performance career, and then let's turn back.
mm-hmm.
You're in the performance world. Did you get an injury during that, or was that like what was the injury and how did that happen?
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
don't want to make you relive the trauma. We don't have to go into super.
no, there's no like real trauma to it. I mean, to be honest, um, like when you actually break it down, I mean, it was a serious injury in the sense that I wasn't able to live my day-to-day life. And it did make me feel depressed in a sense because I was worried I wouldn't be able to audition. I was worried I wouldn't be able to be on stage. And it definitely did lead me to like binge eating and eating more sugar than maybe I should have, and maybe drinking more alcohol than maybe I should have. But really it was, I mean, I feel like everyone has a slip disc. We all are like sitting all the time. And a lot of us have like weak cores and weak glutes. So it's like, this is a kind of injury that really could happen to anybody. I developed basically a bulging disc that led to sciatica. So, for those of you who don't know, right, we have these little like squishy like discs in between our vertebrae and they can poke out. And if they are poking out enough, they can maybe, hit onto your sciatic nerve, which for me, that sent a shooting pain down my leg. And it just led to me not being able to go from a seated to a standing position without being in excruciating pain. So, and really what it boiled down to is I was dancing without a strong core and without strong glutes. And I wasn't, aside from dancing, I wasn't really a fitness person. I did not have a strength training routine. The only cardio I did was pretty much dancing. I would sometimes go, I really was just like everyone else. I started not as an athlete or anything. Like I was the type of person that every January would, say I'm going to work out and I wouldn't know what to do. So I would go on the elliptical and then I would get bored and then I would be unmotivated and I would, kind of fall off, or I would do the most extreme thing ever, like insanity or P90X and like destroy my body and feel like death after the workout and thought that was what I had to do in order to see successful, results. So I am just like the average person. I really resonate with the average person who might have no idea what to do in the gym. So anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent, but all that being said, I had that injury and that's what, then recovering from it kind of helped me, was inspiring to me to want to help other people.
To get into, hey, I want to maybe help other people and become a certified coach. Because you were not a certified coach before this, right?
No.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. And then did that kind of that point in your life, did that kind of put an end to the performance world, or you still have been doing performance stuff since then?
For a while, it was, the coaching was like something I was doing on the side to performance. I was doing both at the same time.
Got it.
Yeah. And it helped me to get out of bartending. That was my survival job as an actor, was bartending.
Right.
And that was an awful lifestyle.
Story. Classic New York story. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They need to make a musical about you.
I know, right?
Well, we need to make the modern version, right? Because then it's usually bartending, waiting on tables, but then now there's Instagram and having an app and being a certified trader. Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I became, so what happened was I myself got physical therapy. I got my own personal trainer. Also, my boyfriend at the time, he had been an athlete growing up. And so he kind of showed me around and what to do. And it really did take, it was not an overnight like transformation. It really did take me consistently going to the gym, learning how to lift weights. I wasn't doing any P90X. I wasn't doing any insanity. I wasn't doing like just going on the elliptical. I was like, I had a goal of strengthening my glutes, strengthening my core, strengthening my muscles. And I just remember having an aha moment like a year later and being like, whoa, my back doesn't hurt anymore. And it literally took like a full year for me to really realize like I'm not having any pain anymore. And it's because that I've been so consistent. This was not like just a quick fix thing that I've committed to this. This is part of my lifestyle. This is part of like my habits. This is part of my weekly routine. And so I felt great. And then also I felt like I was like, oh, okay, I look good too. So why not? Like, let me keep doing this and let me help other people. So yeah.
And that's when you started to get on Instagram more so as well?
Yeah. So after that, that's when I decided to become a trainer. And then decided to start, once I became certified, I decided to start posting
Mm.
more and just sharing my story with people. And I pretty quickly became an online coach, um, which looking back, like, I think it's fine. But if I were to give somebody advice, like, I do think it's
Please.
important to have
That's why
experience
we're
in
here.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think it's important to have experience in person, because when you have experience in person,
Ah.
you know how to help people virtually better, I think. So,
Hmm.
but you're able to reach more people. So what happened was, because I was still performing and I was still doing shows, I had just become a trainer, and I was a trainer for like a couple months. And then I booked this show out in California. And I was going to be in California for a couple months, and I felt like so bad that I was like leaving and abandoning my clients. They had hired me to keep them accountable and to give them a workout plan and to be there for them. And I was like, you know what? Let's keep this going. Let me give you some workouts to do. We'll hop on the phone every week. We'll check in. We have a foundation because we've been working together. You know the basics of these exercises. Let me keep you accountable virtually, and I will send you the workouts to do. And I started out this was literally back in 2017. I don't know anyone that had a fitness app at that point. Maybe people did, I don't know, but it wasn't really a thing. And
Yeah.
so I was like writing up PDF documents with, like, I was uploading exercises to YouTube. They're actually like still on my YouTube library, like in the private links. If I like, I need to like delete them, but there's so many because I upload, like, every time I went to the gym, I recorded myself and then I uploaded it to YouTube, and then there was a link in the PDF. And that was how I started as an online coach.
Wow, you were an early adopter to all this tech.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. What was your growth on Instagram like in terms of
Mhm.
like starting to post? Did you have a formula? Like now, if you were to like, let's say you're going to rebuild a new Instagram, right? Um,
Oof.
from all the learnings you had, what was the process like, and what would you do differently? And maybe what do you do differently today as you're posting?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is I feel like things have changed so much. It's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
When I really grew my social media, I was posting consistently. I mean, I was pretty much posting every single day. And it was just a different algorithm back then. Like, I feel like my stuff reached like people that didn't know me, or I mean, I guess I just kind of like that now, but um, yeah, I don't know. It just felt easier, like, for me anyway. It still feels easy now. Like, I feel like with the reels and stuff, there's definitely, you do have to post consistently. When you post consistently, you get rewarded for it.
But
Yeah.
would you say, how would you define your relationship with Instagram? Do you enjoy posting? Many people
These
that
are
talk
good
to you, right? Many
questions.
people that talk to you, whether they have 500 followers or 500,000, I feel like
Hmm.
many of them have this love-hate relationship with
Oh,
Instagram.
absolutely.
And I'm wondering, yeah, what's your relationship with Instagram? Do you enjoy posting and creating
Uh,
content?
I do. You know what? I enjoy posting. I enjoy, it is that creative aspect that you're talking about. Do enjoy, like, when I think of something that I want to post, I'm like, ooh, that's like, that's a good thing to post. Like, that's going to help people. That's like, oh, that's a misconception that I need to share. Like, how can I, and then you kind of, the creative juices start flowing, and you're like, how can I, share this in a way that is going to catch people's attention? The goal isn't always to like go viral or anything, but you do, again, like, you do, when your goal is to help people, you do want people to see it. I've developed a better relationship with social media in that I'm trying not to scroll as much. So I'll delete Instagram off of my phone. And then
Mhm.
when I have something that I want to post, I will re-download it. I will post it, and then I will delete it again. So,
You
or
do the
else,
little post and ghost. Post, ghost, delete.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
It's so wild. And I feel like it's so addictive. And a lot of those elements, we're trying to we've been for the last 6 years trying to reverse engineer that to bring that into our apps, right?
I like that.
Positive reinforcement and like more of the social elements. And I think that Instagram really gets right. It's kind of like a slot machine. Every time you open it, every time you hit something, you're going to get something new. And they have that similar situation where like every time I open it, I'm like, oh my God, so cool, and yeah. And then after a while, I keep scrolling. I don't even know what my own thoughts are because I'm just scrolling and looking at it.
That's so true.
That's the balancing act, right? Because clearly you're posting, you're helping people. And I think I've been helped a lot in terms of whether it's like, I don't want to say I get parenting tips from Instagram, but I do kind of sometimes.
Yeah.
And just like, there's some like coaches that I really like that I follow as well. But so speaking of helping people, let's talk about your personal training business.
Yeah.
The app. Tell us a little bit about your approach. And obviously I kind of put that in the intro and kind of do you have a target, like ideal customer? Talk to us about the approach and the ideal customer, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Well, the approach is, unfortunately, it's not sexy. I gotta say, it's not, I don't know. It's not gonna like, oh, I gotta do that. Like some of these fitness things are like, lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Like that is not, I am preaching and coaching sustainability. And so that's really my approach. I mean, we are in the time of this recording, it is January and the gyms are crazy right now. No. And, I think there's some statistics somewhere. Don't quote me on this, but something like 80 to 90% of people fail at their New Year's resolutions. And my goal is to help you not fail. The reason why people usually fail is because they do exactly what I did when I got started, which was let me do the most extreme thing that I possibly can because I want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, or whatever it is. They're trying to achieve something that's not really realistic. And my coaching business is really designed to help people create habits, systems, and routines to let go of motivation, because motivation is a feeling like happiness and sadness. It comes and it goes. We don't always feel motivation. So my goal is to help people to take action through small steps. Like it can be very, very small. It can be one step at a time. Maybe with my clients, we're just, aiming to be the type of person that goes to the gym. And for some people, that's really hard to even get there. So can we start to change our identity, to really truly believe I am the type of person that goes to the gym, and not just goes to the gym in January, but goes to the gym as part of, who I am. So, that's my approach.
I've got the stat for you. I believe, did you say 90% or 80%? What did you say?
I said 80 to 90, I think.
80 to 90. Well, listen, this is going to prove your point even more. Ohio State University did research in 2024. It says 92% of people who set New Year's resolution fail to follow them.
Wow.
Even more so supporting the premise.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. 90%.
Yeah, that's huge. So you were right on the money there.
Yeah.
And then how have you structured your business, Amanda? In terms of, obviously you've got the app, but in terms of the personal training. So let's say there's a new personal trainer starting to trying to figure out, hey, let me set up a business. In general, how have you structured it? Like, what do people pay? Do you only do you charge differently for online versus in person? Do you do like a bulk? Can you speak a little bit about just like the business element of it?
Yeah. So I still do see value in in-person personal training. And so that is a part of my offering. But one of the reasons, aside from, me traveling as an actor, because now I'm not doing that anymore. I am in Brooklyn. But one of the reasons I wanted to have virtual training and ultimately got the app is because I am not trying to keep you with me forever. I think, like, obviously business wise, personal trainers talk about this with each other all the time. We want to have retention. We want to keep our clients with us for a long period of time. And although that is great, that is a great, business model in terms of just having that reliable client, I feel like I'm not actually doing my job if you're staying with me and in-person training forever. So that's where I really wanted to have the app so that I can help people to maybe, if they still feel like they need the in-person training, we can start in person. And then I'm going to give you homework assignments to do on the app. You're going to do it on your own. We're going to set goals together on your own for you to do on your own. You're going to come back to me and we're going to chat about it. We're going to ask, did you do it? If not, what were the obstacles? And is this too lofty of a goal for now? So that's my like tier 1 training. And that would be my most expensive package. And it really does vary depending on, what the skill level of the person is, how much availability they have, how much availability I have. Are they really so brand new that like they really need more hands-on 2 to 3 times a week? Are they really injured? Did they just have an injury? And they really would have a lot of value from actually being in person with me 2 to 3 times a week? Or do they just want to work out with me once a week? So that would be my tier 1 package. Tier 2 would be virtual training. And that is, we're not meeting in person at all. So that would be where you already pretty much have a good foundation of working out. You have, for the most part, pretty good form. And you have an idea of how to do things. You're not sure what to do. You lack motivation. You struggle with accountability. You can't seem to get to the gym. And when you get to the gym, you don't really know what to do and you're not following a program. So then I minimum will train clients for 3 to 6 months, because with that, we're trying to, again, implement habits, systems, and routines. And my goal is, again, not to keep you necessarily forever. I would love for you to be able to eventually not rely on us, having to meet. So with those clients, we meet over the phone for 15 to 30 minutes once a week. Same thing. Set homework assignments via the app, set nutrition goals. And then on our check-in, we'll chat and see, did we meet those goals? Did we not meet those goals? Why didn't we meet those goals? And so from there, if that client is doing really well with that for 3 to 6 months time, and maybe they feel like they need longer and they still need the accountability. I do have some clients that have been with me for quite some time there. They still do feel like they need the accountability with that. But if someone's feeling ready, they can then go to my tier 3, which would be simply just subscribing to my app, which is $20 a month if you pay the monthly fee. You can also just do a yearly subscription. And so having that offering through the app, having all of the offerings really leaves no room. Like, there's so many options there. And, once someone is feeling like they can get to the gym on their own, now they have the option of being able to find the workouts themselves. They still do have some sense of guidance from me because they have the videos, they have the workout plans. I have a ton of great programs, really suitable for all kinds of folks. There's a lot of corrective exercise stuff on there too, a lot of mobility. And then there's also just programs to help people to build muscle, build their physique, and reach their goals. And so having the app and having all of the cool things, like some new features like the streak, that's one of my favorites, or that's one of my clients. A lot of my clients really like that. They'll like screenshot me their
That's
streak.
cool.
Yeah. And show me that they've been, having a good streak. And so, and that I love that one because that really ties into the habits. And I'm thinking of one client in particular where she really just wants to move every day. And we do have plans to go to the gym, but moving every day is so important for her. And so I do have workouts that are like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. And they're just like mobility, and a lot of mobility, stretching, just activation. And so she'll do those to keep her streak alive. And so that's really helpful for motivation for her.
It makes me think one of the biggest goals we have at Breakthrough this year is how much time are people spending on the apps? That of course, we've got a number of subscribers and monthly recurring revenue, all these other metrics and number of downloads you get. But ultimately, the success metric that we're thinking about that I feel like drives everything else is the amount of time they spend on the app.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if they're coming in for a 5-minute workout a couple times a week, they're coming there on a regular basis. And and we're trying to get them to build a habit, it's like kind of trying to get them to tie to the app itself, and tie to you as their trainer. And I think that's what's cool about it. And thank you for sharing that. A lot of the people they're loving the streak feature. So actually, let's talk about the app then. What was, obviously you had an app with somebody else before.
I did. Yeah.
Super nice. He introduced you and a bunch of the other clients from there, and they're all with Breakthrough now, which is awesome.
I love that. I don't even remember who they were. It feels like so long ago.
The guy was super nice. Was it Kevin? I can't remember now. But there was Mayo who came from there, Steph Derby, who, by the way, I'm going to Phoenix next week in a couple of weeks. So I'm meeting Steph in person again. Love Steph.
Cool.
She's been a super key partner for us too. What was the process like of getting the app going with Breakthrough? Can you just talk on that a little bit?
Yeah. So it's funny because I did have another app that I partnered with before Breakthrough, and what really drew me to both of you guys was the fact that it was a personalized, branded app. It was my own brand. And that was really important to me because I also, I want people, especially if they're training with me in person and I'm transitioning them to digital, I want them to feel like I'm there with them. And it's everything that we're talking about together in our sessions. So that was really important to me because especially even now, back in 2019, whenever that was that I started that with them, I think it was 2019, there wasn't as much, but now there is a lot, and it's not, it's not as personalized, or it's like, I don't know. It seems like there's options, but, this really feels like my own. And the other thing is, I don't even know how you got introduced with them, but when we met, that was the biggest thing for me, is it was so cool that we were able to meet in person and
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. And I just felt like you had, a growth mindset, a business mindset. You were really invested in helping me succeed, wanting to see me succeed. And I just felt really comfortable and safe with that process, and just that, that personalization, and the time you took to get to know me and my business. And then it was just really easy because really we were able to just bulk upload all of the videos. That was really my biggest worry because I took so much time to record all of that stuff for the other app. And I am a little disorganized. I'm not going to lie to you. I could work on my organization.
It's not visible. Don't worry. It's not visible.
Okay, good. But I didn't know where any of those videos were. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But your team just uploaded everything from there onto the new app. And so it was pretty easy for me to just edit a few things, and just get it running like pretty much right away.
That's cool. That's happy to hear that. Usually, the apps were this thing that like they were super complicated and stuff like that. And we try to always make it easy. And my whole thing is like, I want the trainers and the yoga teachers to train and teach. Don't worry about like all the technical parts of things. Well, that's super cool. You said that people love one more question about the app and then we can talk kind of like what the rest of the year has in store for you and your business. You said the people love the streak and of course seeing you in there and like that continuity is cool. Are there certain things that you love about the app? Just having it, is it that organizational piece? You can put everything together. Is there any other specific things that you like yourself?
Well, I've been waiting on this feature and you guys finally brought it for me. The ability to track your sets and your reps and your weight.
Yes.
That is new. So grateful for that. So it's, for people to, if we're talking about sustainability, right, there's so much more than just, am I losing weight? Right. Or, like those goals come as a result of the actions that we take daily. So if I can open my app and see that I hit a PR in my squat and I can track that data, you're getting a small little win, like dopamine hit in your brain. And those are the things that keep people coming back. It's obviously we want to achieve the goal of getting stronger, being able to do a pull-up eventually, being able to, look at ourselves in the mirror, clothes fitting better, feeling better, not having injuries, but those things take more time. Like I said, it took me literally like a whole year for me to not feel back pain anymore, a whole year. And so how can I keep someone consistent for a whole year? You can keep someone consistent for a whole year by having things like the streak, having things like tracking your sets and your reps and your weight. So I can see progress daily every time I'm in there. And that little dopamine hit, that little bit of a win is what keeps me going and what keeps me returning back to the workouts.
That's awesome. I love that you've turned into this gamification element and that was our whole thing, building the platform. So I love that. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
So kind of related to that, I'm so many times I'm impressed with your breed of people, personal trainers. Because I feel like you guys are like Energizer bunnies, right? You have so much energy and force and think about it. You're literally changing people's lives, and you're doing that through your energy and how you show up. If you're showing up like this, hey man, you're not changing nobody.
Right.
So, but you always show up so positive. And I'm sure, like with the people you train, they keep coming back because you do show up that positively. So, talk to us about how do you stay inspired and how do you kind of like maintain your energy, because I'm sure like training a lot of people. I mean, my wife, who you met, she's right now she's not doing anything, but like she was a physical therapist and a yoga therapist and a trainer, and it can be exhausting when you're seeing however many people you're filming stuff. It can be exhausting. So how do you fill your cup, stay inspired and energized?
That's a great question. It can absolutely be exhausting for sure. And I have definitely had my fair share of burnouts. So setting boundaries, and understanding that boundary is not just for you, but it's for them too, because you can show up as your best. You can't show up as your best self if you're burning out. So, in this last year, I've set the boundaries of not taking any in-person clients in the evening. And that has been a game changer because I'm able to recharge my battery. I'm able to, because as like entrepreneurs, and you feel like you can be doing something all the time. All the time. So you have to take time for yourself. And it was really uncomfortable for me at first because I was definitely in the habit of like just working all the time, like just nonstop, always feeling like I had something to do. And you just can't live like that. So setting boundaries is really important. And whatever that looks like for you. For me, I have truly become a morning person, and my mornings are optimized. And I do work into the afternoons as well. But I don't take any evening clients. I'm able to like wind down, just, do adult things, go grocery shopping, like do laundry, like, because otherwise you don't have time to do those things. Like it's so silly, but like you have to take care of those things. And I also right now I'm not working on weekends either. And that for me, like that was also really hard to do, to set that boundary. I for a long time worked on both Saturdays and Sundays, and I want to spend time with my boyfriend and spend time to go visit my family and, and like do fun things, like that doesn't have to do with training. So that's important.
That's so impressive to hear, to set those boundaries. And I think that's actually super useful and very powerful. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur now for 6 years. And I feel like, I have a team in India. So part of my team is in India. So I'm like morning, evening, middle of the day, just all the time. And I feel like the biggest struggle for me personally has been, I'm open for advice, by the way, free from you. No, just kidding. My biggest struggle, and I'll be honest with everybody, I still struggle with this, has been 6 freaking years of running this business. I just cannot turn my mind off at night.
Yeah.
So my solution so far has been I'll listen to something like I actually listen to like comedy at night just to turn it off, and that like a comedy podcast or story or something like that, which I don't love being hooked onto content like that. And actually we have some that like we have some meditation apps that I've also tried, but sometimes my brain is craving that candy, that comedy,
well, it's fun. I think like what I hear when I hear you say that is that is like fun for you. Like, I think that's really important, because I've also myself have fallen in the trap of like everything I'm doing, even in my free time, the TV shows I'm watching, the podcasts I'm listening to, the books I'm reading is all like, how can I optimize how can I be better? Like, and I'm just like, whoa, like, can we just laugh for a second? Can we just have fun for a second? So I actually think that's great. I love that you listen to comedy. That's cool.
You sound like, I feel like you have the alter ego of the female Tim Ferriss. Optimizing every single minute, 4-hour work weeks, 4-hour body.
Right. Oh my God. But it's like, how can we live? How can we enjoy life? Like if we're doing all that, it's too much.
Well, thank you for sharing all that. We'll let you have the last word, Amanda. What's on the horizon for you this year? What are you excited about? What are you working on? Business, personal, anything. What's the rest of 2026 looking like for you?
2026. Well, in true sustainability fashion, or true like slow changes, I don't think this will just be a 2026 goal. I think this will take some time, but I am actually, I'm a huge fan of continuing education, and I am currently everything that I'm doing. I'm also back in school, looking to get my degree in physical therapy. So it's going to take some time, but for me, the the corrective exercise element has always been such a key part of my business and helping people to live injury free and pain free. And it's always something I've been passionate about, but I always felt like it was too late, and it's not too late. So I'm doing that. I've this past couple of years, I've been, taking classes, but ultimately the goal with that is to combine them. I think a lot of times personal trainers are missing the corrective exercise element to help people, and physical therapists are missing the strength and conditioning element. And I would love to be that go-to person that just has more of that knowledge that I can really help people. And also I would love to put out like there's so many ideas and nothing's concrete, but just like a program, a cohort of just like really serving people in that way of being that go-to person of getting people from, being injured to fit and strong and healthy. And so that's on the horizon at some point, probably not by the end of 2026, but
you're working on it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love seeing, I see this with my wife, right? Who's a former and still kind of current physical therapist. But I think you have this power of having a platform, social media and the app, where you can, as I'm sure as you're learning things, you'll be able to kind of add to that, right? Create new programs and stuff like that. And what's cool is you already have that. And one thing, by the way, you should know, we've been building a lot of stuff with AI recently. And in my vision for Breakthrough, and we've launched it a little bit, and it's being rolled out to Foreverfit in the next few weeks. Our whole vision is to use the power of AI to truly deliver on the coach in your pocket. So basically, I'm sure in your one-on-ones, people come to you like, Amanda, I got this going on. And you're able to actually give them personalized advice, right? When they go on the app, they have to kind of scroll through, find what they're looking for. I'm sure you can give them homework if they're a paid client. The thing that we're adding with AI is people can literally go in and speak about exactly what they're going through in detail. And then the app will automatically kind of give them a program. So it's kind of that personalized experience at a fraction of the price,
I love that.
We're not trying to bankrupt you. We're not trying to take your job away, but more so we're trying to help more people and get you to start a business. So then the people that still want to work with you are more intentional. And I think, to be honest, a lot of our teachers now, I'm seeing just this trend. They're starting to raise their prices on the one-on-one.
Absolutely.
These tools will start to get so much better where they can start to get more personalized help. And I think that to me is going to be the magic of AI that we'll build into Breakthrough.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing. And that's definitely the future. I'm not really looking to be like a one-on-one in-person physical therapist, personal trainer, like I said, I think it has value, but exactly that. And, your time is money. And so, you have to honor your worth. And I think that allows you to reach more people. And then the people who are really serious about working with you in person can pay that premium price. I think that's brilliant. And that's the future for sure.
Cool. Well said. Thank you so much, Amanda, for being on the Breakthrough podcast.